Let me update you on my low-cost water cooling build. The biggest problem I'm facing is finding cheap parts, and in the last 2 weeks I didn't make too much progress at all. So I'm still sitting on the case, power supply, CPU and motherboard, and I'm still looking for video card, memory and and hard drives and all the smaller stuff. But I decided to give you something to think about, and let's have a look on how water cooling setup itself might be looking. And for that I assemble the case from borrowed components, and we can look and see what the best possible setup could be. First of all, I would like to give you general considerations that as long as we're building low-cost build, such things as a chipset cooling probably out of question. The chipset blocks pretty expensive. The advantages from the cooling motherboard is really dismal, so it's definitely something that should be crossed out as a first item right away. The second part is, which I'm not sure yet, it will depend how much money I will spend on all components, if I will cool video card or not. So my first choice is a cooling CPU, and that will give me good performance, give me opportunity to overclock it, and maybe make it not as noisy, but we will see. It will depend, because I would like to make a really good performing system, and if it's good performing system, it will be hot and need to be cooled, and fans will be fast, so we'll see. So let me look on inside of the case, and we can discuss how layout for water cooling might be. My first idea to put radiator on the top wouldn't work out at all, because you see motherboard goes up to the very top of the case, and there's no space for radiator and fan whatsoever. So that's only leave me with two choices. I'm not going to mount anything outside, I think it's ugly. So only internal parts that left for radiator, it's either single radiator in this area or something bigger in area with the hard drives, all these 525 slots. This could be nice, but what I'm thinking is that keep in mind that we might want to cool both components potentially, or in the future. Single radiator might be a little bit tough choice. If I'm not going to overclock, it's fine, but if I do, single wouldn't really cut it. Also, the spacing is not really good, so if we try to simulate the thickness of radiator and fan, this will be something like this. And if we put it in this area, you can see it's overlapped badly with the CPU. So doesn't mean I can't do that, but what it means that all these connections from radiator to the block, it will be tight turns, not really easy setup. So for now I would leave this idea as a potential, but not something I will do. So let's look in the front. That's basically the only our option. And the first idea, of course, to put the biggest radiator you can. This will be triple. So if we look on a triple, that's almost bigger than the case itself. So that wouldn't probably cut it, and I have no space for optical drive. So, well, triple, no. So the next side would be double. And double is actually seems like the best option for 902 case. You still have space for optical, for your fan controller if you want, or whatever, and double can give you good performance. Of course, it means that you can't use something cheap and thin radiator. You can, but it's not the best option in my opinion. So thin radiators like SwiftTech wouldn't give enough punch for us. So we need to look something which is thicker, something like a Feather or or similar product. So if you look on a double, you can see it's very nicely sitting in a hard drive cage area, and also have almost 3 three slots to use for whatever we need to. Another thing that I want to bring to your attention, you might know this, but I didn't. I was really impressed with the cage that providing with Untech, and the best part I like is a filter, because you know the dust is our biggest enemy. So that's something I definitely will use and will preserve in my build. So what I did, I disconnected the first part, this part. I removed the Untech fan, which is traditionally really like garbage style and not very good performance. But always the first thing I do with Untech cases, I get rid of the fans that they put there, the cheapest of the cheapest. And one thing for sure, what I would like to do, I wouldn't be cheap on the fans. I want good performing system at reasonable cost, but the fan is your friend as well as a radiator. You have a good performing radiator and a good fan. This will give you really high performing system that will rival lots of expensive builds up around. So what I would like to do, I will use this Sun Ace series fan, 38 millimeters, excellent fan for water cooling, probably one of the best you can buy. It's not that much expensive, about $25, but it's totally worth it in our case. So that's something that I will put instead of Untech original fan. It will fit nicely. I will attach a radiator to it and we'll put all assembly inside. So that's my plan, how I will start building my setup. And my next video will be only when I really will be able to secure good components at good price. Otherwise the whole idea makes no sense. If I buy everything new, it's no different from anything else. So I really would like to find cheap stuff, but it takes time. So I'm scanning through all forums and my buddies, whatever who would like to put the newest and greatest system and they would like to get rid of the not so new components, but pretty still very good ones. So as soon as I get everything, I'll start building my stuff and will happily show you more videos. Before then, that's unlikely I will be able to provide you to anything to entertain you. Alrighty? So see you later.